This is Stephen Childs, Libertarian, campaigning for U.S. presidency 2016 through 2024. I'm at my gym right now. A lot of things have been on my mind lately. The biggest one is the Syrian refugee situation. When I read about the attacks in Paris, I said, oh my gosh, we got all these refugees in, and then some of them turn out to be the same terrorists that are killing everybody else. Well, I put a lot of thought behind it, and then I started paying attention about the United States. They got all these states saying, we don't want to take them in. And you know, I don't blame a single one of them. I have a sympathize towards the Syrian refugees' plight, but here's my question. If they're coming from Syria, can they not identify the terrorists amongst them? That's a real good question, because if they can't identify the terrorists amongst them, then we have to find another way to do the same thing. I go to church a lot too, and there's been a whole lot of talk about Jesus returning. And I've had a few Bible studies and talked to some other people. And I remember when the Baptist church says that once you're saved, always saved. I kind of beg to differ on that. I don't buy that, because even Jesus himself said about the marriage supper, many are called, but few remain. So then there's this talk about if you're a child of God, nothing can take you out of his hand. But our free will allows us to walk away anytime we want. So then I got thinking, are there any more prophets in the land? And you know what? There's a lot of prophets in the land. Prophets of the Most High God, or whatever you want to call the creator of this universe that we know of, Jehovah, Athena. Well, that's another thought on my mind too. I'm saying, okay, great, but I was reading some passages of the Bible and I realized that even after Jesus left and his disciples were left behind, it talks about all the things that happened in the ocean, like even Elisha the Tishbite, when the land was starving, he was called to go to one widow's house. And he stayed there for 3 years and some time with that one widow while everybody else was starving to death around them. Which came back to the question many people ask, why does God allow all these things to happen? And I said, you know, I'm going to have to say that he's not into micromanagement. What I mean by that, because the whole catch to all this Jesus coming back, all this end of time stuff, is our free will. With our free will, we have many options available to us. I even believe if mankind were able to work together, you know, as the family of man, instead of killing each other, destroying our planet and all that, that we might actually come to the realization that we're not limited to this earth. The only reason we're still here is because we haven't learned to work with one another as we should. So, as humans, we've got all this wonderful potential. And if you're a Satanist, you'll buy that one too. As a Satanist, you got that potential. You know, you all about you don't have to believe in God or all that stuff, but you do want to be able to take care of yourself. Part of that is the ability to believe that if I was a Satanist and I were to be my own deity of sorts, wouldn't I be able to become one? That's a big thing with that culture, and the truth is, I do not know the answer. But I do know this. And I was reading also in the New Testament, there's just one little passage here. It talks about, in the latter days, it parallels all these people being killed. And then the other, let's break it all. In paraphrase, Theology by Stephen, it talks about all these Muslim extremists killing all these people in the world, just everybody, man, woman, and child. And then the second one talks about their own people, the other Muslims start camping and say, you know, we don't like this, we don't support that. And it just parallels what I read in Scripture, you know, in a book that was written hundreds, if not thousands of years before you and I show up. Well, that's all for now. But for the Syrian refugees, my heart goes out to, but what can you do until we can learn to tell the good guys from the bad guys? It makes it a hard decision. I always want, and again, I'll say, if you're a Syrian refugee, would you not know who the terrorist is that is with you? If not, why not? These questions need to be answered. Well, this is Stephen Childs, Libertarian, campaigning for the U.S. presidency. I hope the holidays find you in a good situation, that you can have your Thanksgiving and enjoy it every bit of it. If you're like a lot of folks, you have that Thanksgiving turkey, go for it. If you're vegetarian, just make yourself the biggest, baddest vegetarian lasagna you can make and enjoy it. So I wish you all a good Thanksgiving. Well, that's all for now. I'll have another video for you soon. Hopefully I'll be able to talk with a pastor and a local church, and we can explore these situations coming at us now, which is why I say America needs my leadership, as I recognize there is something bigger than you and I that's above us all, and that's what affects our world in general. Well, that's all for now. Have a good day.